Zachariah, what can I do for you?
So I went out to see if there's any Vori in the city.
Can I put my mind at ease now?
They're out. Put your worries to rest. I really doubt Anton will send any more our way.
Fantastic. That is an enormous weight off my chest, Zachariah.
I got your merchandise to your client, but while I was there, she told me something troubling.
What's that?
Victor apparently stopped the caravan, tortured and killed its merchants, but he didn't kill them before they told him where Noctis is. And from what she heard, your city's about to be overrun by ASC.
That doesn't quite... All the caravans sent to Ophir have already returned. Strange. Knew we couldn't hide forever. We could try, but... Knew the ASC snakes would slither in at some point. Thank you for the heads up. I'll be sure to send a little something to my client in thanks, too.
I'm sure the ASC's in Noctis. Maybe they replaced the men in the caravan and snuck in the city like that. I'll look into it. If it's true, we need to find the bullshit merchants sooner rather than later.
Zachariah, do you hear yourself? Don't be so paranoid. I told you not to worry, didn't I? Now listen, if you find there's truth to it all, we'll act, and swiftly. But until then, they're just rumors, nothing more. I need another favor, Mr. Mancer. Seems looters have taken to attacking our caravans in the canyon leading to Ophir lately. They would have likely come down to the city in order to fence their spoils. They haven't. This makes me doubt that the thieves are free agents. Perhaps they're working under someone else's interests. But I'd like to have more than a suspicion, and I'd like it to stop. Set up a counter-ambush, catch the looters red-handed, make them talk.
Got a more specific plan?
Been hatching one. You hide among the merchandise on board one of the caravans, belonging to a merchant I fully trust. When the attack hits...
Then I head back, get as rough as I need to until they tell us who's sending them, and who their mole in Noctis is.
Smart man.
I'll think about it. Over here. Please. I need to talk to you. About what? You don't know me, and I want to keep it that way. But I'll tell you, I'm with the opposition, and I know you're a wanted man too. ASC's hunting you. Heard you're quite the traveler. Keeping that in mind, my cell chief thinks we might be able to scratch each other's backs a little, considering we have the same enemies. He's got a deal for you. He'll be hiding in the back of the Curiosities, waiting for you. All right. Sure.
Hey, officer. Should I be worried about your visit?
If I was still an officer, maybe. I'm as much on the run as you are now.
Maybe I should start calling you something else then. What's your name?
Zachariah.
A pleasure, Zachariah. How can I help you?
I'm afraid that the ASC managed to infiltrate the city where I'm currently living. Thought that maybe you could help me. You seem to be up to date on what they do.
Victor. Our nemesis. Very well. I'll tell you what I know. Victor got his hands on a commercial caravan, tortured its members in order to find out the location of their notorious secret city, the mysterious Noctis. He managed to send some of his men there. So take this with a grain of salt. But now I'm convinced Victor's got both mercenaries and religious dignitaries on ASC payroll there. Watch out, Zachariah.
Thank you, Volkov. Hi.
Hello there, Mr. Mancer. Good to see you.
How have you been coping with the ASC's rise to power?
It's not me I'm worried about. You have no idea the number of our people who've been arrested, tortured, killed. But all of Victor's brutality is starting to backfire. The people are getting fed up. They're joining us in droves. Problem is, it's not easy to organize everyone. especially when we don't know who the ASC spies are and aren't. But we still need to get the truth out to the people. It's the reason our publications are so important. It's just one voice of reason, standing up against the relentless lies and propaganda the regime's spreading. It's... I'm sorry, I'm sure I'm just preaching to the choir.
I heard you thought we might be able to help each other.
You heard right. Me and my group publish the real news, so people get to hear what's really going on past the propaganda. Problem is, we're having trouble getting reliable information. As you can imagine, we're being hunted too, which makes it harder to meet up with our informers, a lot of whom are turning up dead. Rumor is the army's reducing its number of troops, but it's just a rumor for now.
I could probably talk to my former captain to verify it. That all you're looking for?
No. We also know that we lost the war to Aurora, but don't have any details about it. Not a single soldier even came back from the front. We want to know what happened. How'd we lose?
Dandolo's probably heard and probably has a better political perspective and understanding of it than anyone else I'd know. That it?
No. One last thing. We heard about a rebellion in a prison camp a while back, but it wasn't the prisoners who rose up, it was the mutants working there. Heard a lot escaped.
And do you want to know details? Sure. For that, I can go right to the source. Mutants have settled down in a place I know. I'll see if I can get some answers for you. I'll be back when I find them.
It would be a big help. Looks like I wasn't wrong in asking you. Be careful out there.
Captain, good to see you. Rumor has it that the number of soldiers in the barracks is declining.
Despite official reasoning that it's downsizing because we're no longer at war. Unofficially, it's because many of your colleagues have been arrested, and even more replaced.
Replaced?
By members of the ASC who report directly to him, and now make up half my company, and who should be out watching over the population, but instead spend their time watching over us in support of the Colonel's little power grab. Just saying. If the man decided to mount a coup against the Dowser, not sure there's much we could do to stop him.
I found refuge in a city that doesn't belong to Abundance, if you can believe it. But it seems that Victor managed to infiltrate it. I know I'm asking a lot from you, but if you have any information on this...
We're talking about an act of aggression toward a foreign power, and what I'm telling you is akin to treason, Zachariah. It's almost sure that Victor is preparing an attack upon our refuge city, but not with our own troops. From what I was told, he has hired mercenaries and even embedded some of his men. The craziest part of the story is that he's preparing a war without an army with the sole goal of capturing you. At this stage, that verges on psychosis. He's obsessed with you. Watch out. He's becoming more and more vicious, and he won't stop at anything to capture you and your Technomancer colleagues.
Thank you, Captain. I know the ASC's in Noctis, and I bet they got in pretending to be the crew of that caravan. They gotta be embedded in the population by now, hiding in plain sight. But if they're pretending to be merchants among real merchants, that's not gonna fly too long. If they were smarter, they would have come in as refugees. Better start asking around. I'm sure folks aren't buying it. Hey there.
What do you want, human?
I heard some mutants escaped from a prisoner camp. You hear anything about that?
Hasn't everyone?
Not in Ophir, where the news never went public, no. It was only a rumor there. What do you know?
I know if Ophir's men hear of it, it will cause trouble for us. For those among us who are still slaves there.
It could also give your brothers back there some hope again.
And to show them that we are able to rebel and escape? Yes, hope. So I will tell you, for my people, life in camp was hard, to say it lightly. Hard labor during the days, brutality during the nights. The prisoners would take out their frustration of being locked up out on them. The guards and prisoners alike battered them with their frustrations. Then, one day, One of ours struck a guard who was trying to stop him from going to the aid of a brother. After he fled, the guards then stated that if he did not come out, they would execute 10 random mutants. That was the moment the rebellion began. A prisoner from Aurora helped my brothers. With tools, they incited riot. Blood flowed. Many died. Some escaped. But at the start, few thought to flee. At the beginning, they wanted only better lives where they were. It became obvious, though, the repression that would come would be worse than ever. That the only chance for life was somewhere else. Scum, the mutant who struck the guard, led them to freedom. They escaped without even being chased. The story came directly from Scum. A great speaker. A great hero.
Thanks for the information.
The most exotic goods on the planet. All here, in one stall.
I'm looking for information about a caravan that recently came back from Ophir.
Ah, yes. Yes. The merchants who aren't, you mean? Yes, I know the caravan's chief. And, yeah, the one who came back kinda looks like him, but sure as hell doesn't act like him. This might sound crazy, but seems to me all those merchants were replaced with... I don't know, but they're not from here. And instead of selling their goods, they're busy asking around about the guards and stock and that sort of thing.
Can you point them out to me?
I could, but I won't. I don't want any involvement. I don't want to be replaced. I'll just tell ya, they've been regular clients since they came back.
Fair enough. I'll just keep an eye on your clients for a while. Thank you.
Repent! We won't have access to the Blue Paradise so long as we are not all absolved of our sins. You came here to wash your soul?
I had something else in mind. I came here to ask for some information regarding your parishioners. Did you notice any strange behavior among some of them?
My parishioner's life is none of your business. You're not one of them, and yet you take the liberty of judging them based on your corrupt beliefs. You are not a believer. You are just one of those pragmatic cynicals, a bad seed.
Listen, preacher, we might have significant differences, but I'm sure that you only want the best of your flock. And I heard that a man from Abundance has tampered with some of them in order to conquer this city. I guess that he spoke badly about me because he knows that I'm against this invasion. I've seen too many people suffer from the war. And in addition to that, Abundance does not tolerate public temples, which would put an end to your lectures.
An invasion? Really? By the shadows! That old son's henchman hadn't told me that. And my temple? You're saying that they're forbidden there? How awful! I must stop that evil being! Send him back to roast under the nefarious beams of his master! I'm surprised his servants weren't mutants, but maybe they were in disguise. More pressing, however, is that these servants have convinced some of my followers and now have come here to tempt me. Do not worry. The shadow has opened my eyes to save my soul. But has it done so for my followers? The mutation is preparing to make its way towards them. A pity.
Can never be too careful with religious types, so I'll have to keep an eye on these folks. They can spread ideas like wildfire.
These are dangerous times. I don't feel safe anymore. The amount of violence around town seems to grow every day.
I know what you mean. I hardly even go out anymore, especially since Fabio disappeared.
Wait, Fabio's missing?
I don't know what happened, but Carlotta's been a wreck since his absence. Poor thing. She said brutes jumped him, and it's just too awful to elaborate.
Welcome, welcome. What's your pleasure? What are you looking for?
Hey, did you by any chance see a caravan come back from Ophir lately? Would have had some members who might have looked different than they did when they left.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. And they're no regular merchants, that's for sure. They've been trying to blend in, imitate our accents and clothes and all that, but not that well. They try damn hard, though. What happened to the real merchants? No, forget it. I don't even want to know. Scares the hell out of me. Rather not know.
Fair enough. Thanks. So we know the spies are embedded in certain groups, but to find out who the spies are among them, we're gonna need to keep a constant eye on all of them. Can't do it on my own, though. Gonna need all my brothers and sisters to take turns, so we can stay discreet.
Greetings, Zachariah.
I'm gonna need everyone's help. ASC's infiltrated Noctis, and as you already know, that's not a good thing.
We just got away from them. Why can't they just leave us alone? What? What do you want us to do about it? Most of us are terrified of them. They're immune to our powers.
I understand your frustration and your fear. I wasn't there, and don't even want to imagine what they put you through. But we don't back down from fear. We're military. We fight. And I will be damned if we will back down from a few fucking ASC spies with lightning rods.
I hope you can see our secrets at risk. But I agree, the best defense is a strong first attack. If we hide and wait for them, we put our secret even more at risk. So what do you propose we do?
From what I can tell, the spies have weaseled their way into 3 groups. But we can't move until we know which members are from the ASC. Moles disguise themselves as mercenaries, religious zealots, and even merchants.
Then I'll dispatch some eyes to keep tabs on those groups.
Thank you.
You know how lucky we are that your Technomancer friends are gonna help us? It's terrifying to know how many groups were infiltrated. The damage they could do could bring Noctis to its knees. You really think Victor's gunning for control of the city?
He just thinks it's an obstacle he can eliminate with the sweep of a hand.
Then he's misjudged the size of the obstacle. We're a lot stronger here than he could possibly imagine.
Hey, Dandolo sent me.
You're the Mancer, right? He told me about you. I've already started talking about the routes I'll take in the future. If there's a spy, he'll hear about it soon enough.
Good. Then if you're ready, I'm gonna hide in your merchandise.
Get in my sand cell and hide among the cargo. You should be safe there. We're under attack! Get out, quick! Get out!
Talk. Who sent you?
I can't. The ASC would kill me if...
Should have known you worked for Victor. Who told you where to attack?
A merchant. The one who always gives us information. Dressed like that one over there.
Zachariah, what can I do for you?
Not much news in Ophir about Aurora defeating Abundance. You heard anything?
Word is that Green Hope's defeat brought an end to the fighting. Aurora apparently took control of the hydroponics center using militia alongside Technomancers to support their army. And at first, Wisdom showed himself a worthy military strategist, using the militia in battle. Such people, properly motivated, can be surprisingly effective. You'd have to bear witness to the poorer classes of Aurora to fully grasp how badly they were mistreated, to fully grasp how much the mere promise of a place in the council would motivate them to fight, to fully grasp how it helped to deliver quite a blow to Abundance. And while Aurora adopted new strategies, Abundance remained predictable. They had almost no Technomancers, since it's becoming harder to find them in Ophir with each passing day. An interesting development, yes? And one that wiped out their army.
Yeah, thanks for the info. I stopped the ambush and interrogated the looters. Right all along. Victor's behind it all, and he's got a man in Noctis feeding him information. Apparently one of your merchants, but they don't know his name.
A merchant? Bullshit. There's not a merchant alive here who'd betray Noctis. That being said, a man came recently. A trader who left his corporation because he said they were threatening him. He was short on details, and maybe long on lies. Bet ya he's our mole. Trader, merchant, all the same to the people of Ophir. Not to me, though. Not to a merchant. Maybe you could pay him a visit.
We'll see what he has to say.
Welcome! Welcome. Are we looking for something in particular today?
Do I know you? From Ophir?
Ophir. Yes, the threats of the secret police forced me to leave the city.
and somehow threatened you enough that you're now working for them?
I won't be taken alive, Mancer! Stop! Stop, please! He has my family and threatened to kill him if I didn't tell him where the caravans were. I promise you. I didn't have a choice!
That's how Victor works. You have a weakness, he'll exploit it. Get out of the city, and don't come back. Dandolo's not one for betrayal, for any reason. You stay, and you won't live long.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Zachariah, what can I do for you?
You were right. The traitor was dirty. I barely started asking before he unwound.
You're an intimidating force, Mr. Mancer. Then what?
I told him to get out of Noctis.
And now what? He runs to his master and divulges everything he knows about our defenses, our city. Your pity might well cost us more than just one man's life now. But who am I to judge you not killing a man? We've seen too much blood already in these times. Forgotten life is sacred. Maybe he won't survive the trip. It's a long trip to Ophir on foot. Beneath the sun, among the creatures, brutal. So we'll cross our fingers and hope it does him in. Thank you for your efforts, even if I wished they'd taken a different turn.